Are you one of those traders that is struggling to get across the line with prop firms? Are you finding yourself taking challenge after challenge, but never quite getting there? And you're wondering why? What is it? You know, I feel like I'm a decent trader, but I'm just not getting there. Well, then this video is for you. I see you about to click off the video. You're one of them, and you know you are. And trust me, if you stick around till the end of this video, it's gonna help you. So don't go anywhere. With that being said, guys, today what I'm gonna be doing is we're gonna be looking at the prop trader secrets, how to pass challenges. Now, all of this data was collected by one of the top prop firms running today, and they basically got this data from 4,000 of their own traders trading their prop firms, and the data they collected from those 4,000. So this is data that comes directly from prop firm traders. So it is extremely valuable and it is going to help you out. So here are 9 secrets to prop firm success from this study that these guys did. So with that being said, let's go straight into it. So secret number 1 is maximum loss versus average winning trades. So to become a successful trader, your average win has to be greater than your maximum loss. Maximum loss is the highest loss you have in a single trade. For example, let's say the last 30 trades, your biggest loss was $500 from one position. That is your maximum loss. And then your average win is the average profit you are making from all your winning trades. For example, the last 30 trades, your average of your winning trades is $1,000. So how do you work out your maximum loss versus average winning ratio? Would be your maximum loss divided by your average winning trades. So that would be the 500 divided by the 1,000, and that gives you a ratio of 0.5. Now, from the study, it shows, and I mean, basically, math says that as long as your ratio is below 1, then you should be profitable, okay? So the cool thing is we've got the data from the 4,000 traders, and this shows you exactly that. So you can see from 0 to 0.5 was the lowest number of traders, right? The least number of traders, but they were getting the payout percentage. So 30% of the time they were getting to a payout. These lot of traders, but you can see as we go higher and higher, you get more traders fitting into that bracket, but your payout percentage drops. So for example, here at the bottom, 2.5 to 3 ratio, you've got the biggest percentage of traders in that bracket, 30%, but they're only getting to a payout about 6% of the time. Now, this is possibly just luck, and it's also based off traders maybe that have already got to a funded account, and this is the number, but you're still potentially going to get to a payout if you get the odd, winning trade at the right time. But basically, the lower that ratio is, the more successful you're going to be as a prop firm trader. So that's secret number 1. Let's go on to secret number 2, and that is profit factor. Successful prop firm traders have a higher profit factor than usual. Seems pretty obvious, and most of these secrets are pretty obvious, but the crazy thing is, as obvious as they are, there's still very few traders that are actually following these, right? So yeah, you might say it's so obvious, but are you following all of these 9 secrets? I bet you're not. And if you do, it could definitely help. So profit factor is equal to the amount gained from profitable trades divided by the total lost from losing trades. So let's say from 100 trades, your profit is $6,500 and your loss is $2,000. That means that your profit factor will be 6,500 divided by 2,000. That's 3.25. Now, to be a profitable trader, your profit factor has to be greater than 1. Now, let's have a look at the table again based on these 4,000 traders. And you can see here, as we climb in profit factor, we also climb in percentage. The payout percentage goes up, but also again, it's always interesting how it's the least number of traders, right? So the smaller number of traders are the ones that are getting it right. And this is what you see time and time again. The ones that are winning are obviously a much smaller percentage of traders, but this is what they're getting wrong. So anything over 1, you can see from 1, they are still profitable. Now, if you're dropping below 1, you're probably going to find it very difficult to even get to a payout, right? So you can see, very important, profit factor is your second secret. Now let's go to secret number 3, and that is duration. And that means your win duration versus your loss duration. As your win versus loss duration increases, your profitability increases as well when it comes to prop trading. Now think about it this way, right? You know that saying where they talk about cut your losers and let your winners run. But what most people do is they cut their winners and they let their losers run, right? This is exactly what that's talking about. Win duration, it means the holding time for profitable trades, and loss duration obviously is the holding time for losing trades. Now your win duration versus your loss duration ratio is total holding time of winning trades divided by total time of losing trades. Now, most of the time when you are tracking your trades, you will be able to get these numbers. And if you are looking at it, if you're doing back testing, you should have roughly the amount of time it's taking you to get your win versus your loss. Now, what a lot of people doing, even if they have a very specific ratio, 1 to 2, whatever it is, you probably find that even those guys are still potentially, let's say have a 2 to 1, right? So they're waiting for their profit to get to 2 to actually close. It gets to 1, 1.1, and then it has a retracement. And because it's dropping, they quickly close the trade because they just want to secure the profit. And then on the other hand, it starts going straight into the negative, into the red numbers. But they like, I know this trade's going to turn around. So what they end up doing is they kind of move their stop loss to give it more space, and then they end up losing anyway. So they'll end up losing more and holding on to those losers for longer than they should and doing the opposite for their winning trades, right? So let's have a look at the data here, guys. Based on 4,000 traders, you can see here that the longer that win versus loss duration ratio is, the higher that is, the more payouts you're going to be getting, the more successful you're going to be. And you can see again, it's the least amount of traders in that winning kind of bracket, right? So very important, guys, do not hold on to losers and let your winners run. If you have a specific risk to reward ratio, let it play out and don't move your stop. Stick to your strategy, very important. And all of these things kind of go around to the same thing, right? Stick to your strategy, don't overtrade, all of that kind of stuff. But these are just putting it into number and data for us, which is really cool. So let's go on to secret number 4, guys, and that is quality. Quality over quantity, right? Have a set number that you can lose and then stop trading, right? Just imagine, what if you called it a day whenever you faced a loss? How much money you could have actually saved, right? So think about those days that you ended up keep on trading because you took a loss, traded again, took a loss, traded again. Instead of doing that, make sure you're picking the highest quality trade you can based on your strategy. Trade that, and if you lose, then that's it, call it a day. Maybe you have a 2 loss number, whatever your number is, stick to that. Don't keep on trading loss after loss after loss. The more trades you execute within a certain period of time, the less profitable you will become, right? So let's have a look at the data for this. Based on 4,000 traders, you can see the number of trades in a specific cycle. These are the lower side, so 3 to 5 trades in a cycle. Very few traders, only 2.46, which is actually mind-blowing that you have so many of these traders taking 5 and up trades in a cycle. That's crazy. Like for me, I would be like 1 trade a day and that's it. I'm good with that. But you can see this, guys, payout percentage, they're getting 34.5% of the time they're getting to a payout. But then as this goes up, 25 trades in a cycle, which is 35% of these 4,000 traders are taking over 25 trades in a cycle, which is just crazy. Are you one of these guys or girls that are taking too many trades? You've got to just calm it down. Try and pick the better trades. Quality over quantity, guys. It's very important, okay? So with that being said, let's go on to secret number 5. Follow trend. The trend is your friend. Now, like I said before, guys, these are all obvious, but here we go. Here's the data. The data doesn't lie. If you look at your trading history in a cycle, guaranteed, you'll see that most of your profits come from a one-sided execution, which means you're trading with the trend. Now, when you are following a higher time frame bias, you are also following the trend, right? So if you are looking at the higher time frame bias, then this is the way to make sure you're kind of flowing with the trend, guys. The top 5 to 6% of traders get 90 to 100% of their profit from a selective bias, guys. Now let's have a look at the actual data on this, right? The lower this bias is, so this is a lower number, which means people are maybe taking trades in both directions, with and against the trend, and they are just not as profitable. Whereas the people that are 95 to 100% trading with the trend, you can see that their profit is way higher their success rate is way higher. But again, it's a very small amount of traders. It's only 198 of the 4,000 traders are actually trading with the trend. So it's really important, guys. Try to understand the bias, try to understand which direction that pair is moving, time your trades and trade with it. Whatever your strategy is, I'm sure you can trade with that in mind. Use the bias, use the trend, and I guarantee you'll be getting more trades, more winning trades, that is. All right, so let's go on to secret number 6, limit pairs. Focus on limited pairs to trade, guys. How many of you guys are just trading multiple pairs, a load of pairs? You've got a huge number of pairs that you're looking at and you're just trying to, trade whatever looks good. Now, the most successful prop traders are focusing on some very specific pairs, guys. The fewer pairs a prop trader trades, the more his profitability increases. Select 1 or 2 pairs that align with your trading style and time. And what I mean by time is, what time of the day are you trading? So pick a pair that has higher volatility in that time. It doesn't make sense that if you can trade, let's say, at a certain time, and that time falls into a London window, that you're trading something that is not London pairs. You're trading something completely separate, US yen maybe. Trade something that is more volatile in your time. Make sure you're kind of taking all of this into account, right? So let's have a look at the data. Based on 4,000 traders again, guys, one symbol only 239 of the 4,000 traders are only trading one. They're getting payouts 43% of the times, right? Their payout percentage is one of the highest we've seen on all of this data, 43.3%, which is crazy. Now, as you go higher and higher, 2 to 3 symbols is still not bad. This is the kind of numbers we see on the top end on the other data sets. But really interesting, guys, as you go further and further down, multiple symbols from different groups, 1,733 of the 4,000 are trading this way, and they're only getting to their payouts 5.96% of the time. So really important, guys. Pick 1 pair, 2 if you want, and just trade those, because what also happens is you start understanding that pair a lot more. You start to get a feel for that pair and you will just generally trade it better, right? Right, let's go to secret number 7, guys, profitable days. Only trade your most profitable days, okay? Now, this one will come with a little bit of time. You've got to kind of figure that out, whether it be from back testing or from forward testing live data. You've got to track everything and you've got to figure this one out. So a person who trades on a specific trading day has the likelihood of getting around 13 times more payouts than the trader who trades 4 to 5 days a week, right? Now, if you're trading a specific time slot every day and it works for you, that's fine. But look at your data, guys. Look at your data. If you're using something like FX Replay that I use, you can look at that and it'll actually show you which are your most profitable days. So I like to do a big back test. Let's say I've done a test for a whole year or 6 months, and it's very clearly going to show me 2 or 3 days in a week that are the standout better days for me to trade. So then just trade those, right? Find out your most profitable days based on back test or forward tested data, right? So as you're trading, as you're doing it, maybe on a demo account, you can also start figuring that out. So let's have a look at the data. So one specific trading day, 1 trading day per week, guys, which is only 295 of the 4,000 traders, their payout percentage is at 45%, which is bonkers, right? You wouldn't have thought the guys that are trading the least are the most profitable, but that is the way it is, right? And it just shows you data doesn't lie. 2 to 3 specific trading days, still not bad, guys. 38% of the traders are doing it, 33.25% payout percentage, which is still not bad. But then as you go down to 4.5, you're starting to see that drop off, right? So very important, guys, very important. Right, with that being said, let's go to secret number 8, guys. Win percentage. More relevant to newer traders. So the reason I say that is because you are going to get that, select few traders who go for very high ratios, like a 1 to 10, for example, which means they can actually win 1 trade and then they can follow that with 10 losing trades and they still will be break even. So they can have like maybe a 12, 15% win rate and still be profitable. I'm talking more about the newer traders that are trading a 1 to 1, 1 to 2, right? That's kind of the people who I'm talking about here. So win percentage is the total winning trades divided by the total number of trades. So for example, 1% is, let's say I win 62 of my trades out of 100 trades. Obviously that's going to be 62%. Now this one is pretty obvious. The higher your win rate, the better your results, right? But again, data shows that a lot of people are getting it wrong, right? So your win rate 50 to 60, which is the highest number of people, 1,500 people in that 4,000 have only got a win rate between 50 and 60. Now, win rate comes with a lot of things, right? That comes with time, comes with experience. So as you're developing a good strategy, it practice, time in the charts. This is something that, is not going to be there straight away, but it's an interesting data set to look at because the facts show that obviously the higher your win rate, the higher your profit, which is kind of a very obvious one, guys, but there we go. There's the data. It shows it very clearly. Now, with that being said, let's go on to the final secret number 9, and that is stress-free. Less stress equals better results. Again, sounds pretty obvious, right? Now, uncertainty is the core reason that causes stress. What do I mean by that, right? When you're not sure about how things are going to go out, when you're going into the market, maybe you've not back tested properly, maybe you've not done your research, maybe you're using a strategy that you're not used to, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty, right? You're going to hit loss after loss, maybe, when if you've done your back testing correctly, you might know that that's okay. And as long as you've done your back test and you've planned everything correctly, then you might know that that is actually okay. It's fine to take 2 or 3 losses, right? So if you have a plan and stick to it, you will understand each situation that can happen and how many losses you can take, right? This will all help you trade with less stress. Now, there's no way that you can remove uncertainty completely from trading, but what if you could mitigate it by being ready for it, right? So no one's saying that you can just completely cancel out uncertainty. There is always going to be uncertainty because no one knows what the charts are going to bring. Anything can happen, right? But if you have a plan of action, you stick to your rules, and you have a data set, you've done your back testing and you know the data for your strategy, and you just stick to it, you have that understanding of, I know what's going to happen. I know that I can take 2 or 3 losses in a row. I know that my strategy can withstand these losses, and I'm okay with that. All of the secrets from 1 to 8 are all going to actually help with this. If you're kind of following all of those and you're doing those well, you're going to be way less stressed, because as you get better at trading, your stress reduces, right? So that's why this is at number 9, because this kind of comes with everything else kind of aligning. As everything else aligns, your stress so slowly will start to get less and less. And once you get to that point where you're trading completely stress-free, then that's when you become a really profitable trader. So let's have a look at this one, guys. So one of the things we can base stress around, obviously, is number of losses you take in a day, right? This is going to make you pretty stressful. So if you're only taking 1 loss in a day, obviously you're going to be less stressed, and you can see that your percentage is way higher. Now, there's a lot of other things that you can base this on, but this is what the study based this on, okay? And as you can see, 8 to 9 losses in a day, 0.9%, and that's 1,650 traders from these 4,000 traders were losing 8 to 9 trades a day. Like, why are they taking so many trades? And this, like I said, it goes back to the other things I talking about. You shouldn't be taking that many trades. You take a couple losses, stop trading. You're going to have way less stress. The next day you can trade better. If you're that trader, you are going to be super stressed. You're going to be failing a challenge in maybe 2 to 3 days, buying it again, failing again, buying it again. You're going to be spending more money. All of this stuff is just going to pile on the stress. So this is the thing, guys, follow the plan, do everything else, follow those 9 secrets or the 8 secrets, and everything else should fall into place and your stress should be less, okay? So with that being said, guys, talking about stress-free trading, one of the things we do here at Blue Edge Financial is we actually make trading completely stress-free for our clients and our customers. And how do we do that? We do that through the use of an EA called TitanX, along with a prop farming blueprint. Now, this blueprint and our EA has currently got over 950 of our community funded. But the cool thing now is we have made it even more stress-free in adding a new feature called the hedging bot. What this basically means is you can trade a challenge. You have a hedging account, which is on your own live account, which means that every time you fail a challenge with the EA, if the EA fails, which will happen, you basically will make back your challenge fee. So you can just keep making the money, you don't lose it, and you buy in again. So you've taken away all that stress of losing the actual buy-in fee. And we've even made it better now with an over-hedging feature, which means if you want to, you can even make money. I've just failed a challenge in the last week where I actually made my buy-in back, I made my challenge fee back, and on top of that, I still made $500 profit. That's right, you heard that right. I made $500 to fail a challenge. I mean, right? So now if you're like, I want a piece of that, make sure you go to www.propfarming.com, have a look at the demo there, and then hopefully you will be trading this incredible system with us very soon. But that's it from me, guys. I hope this information was valuable. I hope you will follow these 9 secrets, as obvious as they sound, because data doesn't lie. And I wish you all the best in your trading, and we will catch you guys in the next video. Bye for now.